Hey, peace and positivity reflections, and well earthly being here. Good energy to all. So in this video, I just wanted to say a few things real quick. It's kind of hard to say, but it's been on my mind for some time now. And there's been with uplifting humanity, leaving YouTube, there's he's definitely left a little bit of a hole, and he's been missed by myself and many others. And I just hope I'm sending forth good energy and love, and that he's okay. Um, but the topic of this video is going to be a confession. It is going to be in a confession. So essentially, one of the last videos I saw of Uplifting Humanities, there was a segment on it where he was talking about being a reptile and licking your tongue and thinking about sex all the time, sex, 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 and basking in the sun and not doing anything. And when he said that, as I was watching it, I was in a very sensitive, unsecure, unstable mind frame. And I have so much respect for Master Teacher Nature Boy, but the one thing that has always kind of scratched my head and that I've always kind of picked up on is the sex. Is a lot of sex. Is a very sexual person. Um, and because I was still, living in a sense, in my lower self and being subjective and essentially, thinking out of ignorance, I associated that with evil. I associated that with, somebody that still has got demons. You know, um, and you know, anyway, what I'm trying to say is essentially I heard that on Uplifting Humanity's channel, and at the time I was still contemplating on whether or not I was really okay and truly ready to accept, Master Teacher Nature Boy's rules and to completely submit without any conflict. It was still undecided in my mind. And so when I heard that on Uplifting Humanity's video, um, I felt like somebody felt the same thing I did. And I have no idea if he was even referring to Master Teacher. He might have been referring to people he saw in California, on the beach every day, because I'm sure, Anyway, I don't know what he was thinking, but that's what it applied to me. That's the idea that I got from hearing him speak those words. And I left a comment on his page, just saying much appreciation. And I know Master Teacher Nature Boy. He's a very intelligent, very very intelligent human being, and he's very thorough. And I would imagine him being even more thorough than he looks like he may be. So there's a very good possibility that he's always watching comments. He's always looking at what people are saying about him. He's always, he has an eye on certain individuals who frequent his page, and so there's a very good possibility that he saw that comment, and he also watched that video. And after making that comment on that video, I've thus gone back and and then I'll watch one of Master Teacher Nature Boy's videos, and I'll just be, I'll feel completely compelled to follow him. I'll feel completely compelled to stand by his side and submit. And so then because of that, I'll go back and I'll, make my allegiance known to him and, work my way back into his good arms, his good, his good grace. So, and, I've left 3 comments at least that, have gone without him liking them. And, that's the only reason I can see. I mean, the other reason I can see is just that I've been making comments for so long, and, after a time when a student does not show the type of progress that you see that he should be making or that he could be making, perhaps that's a way of helping to encourage him, of showing tough love. And that could very well be. It could very well be. But I still feel the honorable thing to do is to confess to this, because that is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, part of me is still. Part of me still feels like the sex thing is. This is. And again, I'm also. I have no idea how frequent or anything like that. But I have not. I've had. My sexual life is very non-existent. It has been that way for a very long time. So it's a very sensitive subject for me, and because I've been away from it for so long, it's even much more so sensitive. And it has been something that, for whatever reason, my mind's gone back to with some frequency as like, there is that there that I see, and it is what it is, and then I hear somebody else speak it, somebody with a lot of influence, and I felt as if somebody felt what I was feeling. But I've come to change my mind on it altogether. I really have. Because I see what Master Teacher's doing, and I see his perseverance. I see his constant. Not only is he teaching, but he's living by example as well. So, this is a very powerful thing. This is something that really nobody else is doing, that I've come across. I don't really see anybody else teaching and living the example. And also is most, when he's on camera, like when I'm seeing his face on camera and seeing his energy, it's only after the fact, like in the downloads, in the uploads, in the information, like that's all I'm absorbed by. It's the chatter that I hear afterwards. It's the thoughts that my mind pick up on afterwards. It's the voices that come to me, usually when I'm not in the best of moods, that get me thinking in a negative area, that get me questioning things that really shouldn't be questioned. It's a little thing, and this is also kind of the point of the video, because I also got into a little tiff with a good buddy of mine yesterday, and it was over a very stupid little thing. And many a times in my day do I let small little things irritate me, and they get in the way of the big picture. And it's often these little things that are the tests, because if you let a little thing get to you, then that little thing can grow into a big thing. And then that, like if you let just, you being late or not being able to find something, if you let that stress you out and get you down, then that negativity, that lack of positive control over that moment can grow into an even more powerful negative snowball. And then you can find yourself, maybe you'll get a car accident, or maybe you'll forget your wallet, or just, I'm just saying that like it can perpetuate, and opportunities, sometimes they only come once in a lifetime, the really good ones, or, there's always new opportunities, but I'm just saying, when an opportunity comes your way, just really appreciate it and realize that this may be the only time in your life that this type of opportunity, this moment is unique. It is not going to happen again at all. It's no two moments are the exact same, just like no two human beings are ever the exact same. The one constant in this universe is constant change. So, the lesson that I've learned from that, is that, when just not to let the little things get in the way of the bigger picture. And to really use your heart, because if I was to listen to my heart and my soul, and not the subjective thinking and patterns that I still have running from my life here in America and the information that I've absorbed, and if I had also been feeding myself better, if I had not been essentially destroying my body, I've gotten a lot better over it, but I'm still not totally there, and there's still, I still have room for infiltration. I still leave room for infiltration because I'm still not totally pure. And these are the type of things, and this is why you can't get to heaven unless you really do purify yourself. And this is why I was rebooked. I was rebooked because I am still in an impure self. I am still operating to a greater or lesser degree in my lower self. You know, and it just it will show. It will show in your deeds. It will show in your reactions. It will show in the way you respond. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to make this video to admit this and to acknowledge that, you know, that video that Uplifting Humanity made, I forget the name of it, you know, and all those videos are deleted now, so it doesn't really matter, but, you know, it was a segment where he was talking about the licking of the tongue, the reptiles, the repetition, the laying on the beach, the doing nothing. And then I started thinking about that too, because that kind of got to me. I was like, oh, maybe they are just doing nothing. But then I was like, hold up. Like, the more I read about purity, divinity, and saints, like, it really is a simple lifestyle. They're really not doing much. They're really doing exactly what Master Teacher's doing. They're living a simple life. They're living in tune with the earth, and they're speaking the truth. That's exactly what he's doing. It's natural for a human being to have sex. It is. There's no set date on it. There's no set, you know, when it's too much, if there's a problem in your life that arises from it, then that's too much. But until then you're fine. You know, until there's an ailment, then it's good. Once the imbalance starts to happen and things begin to happen negatively because of that, then it becomes a problem. But it is not, that act right there, those things have not created a problem, at least in terms of, I mean, maybe in his personal life, but that's him, that's his choices, that's him and what he has to deal with. As far as him speaking the information and being persistent and, you know, growing with it and really helping to change people's lives in a positive manner, he's continuing to do that. And his intelligence has gotten, his knowledge of self, his understanding and overstanding of the universe and the patterns and everything is continued to grow. And I've watched it grow for, you know, almost a year now. So in the whole time, he's kept his same rules, you know, and he's gone through a lot of hell. He's gone through a lot of obstacles, and he continues on. So it's really not, again, I feel like, you know, because I'm not living pure lifestyle as I should be, and because I'm still operating on old subjective patterns, my mind at that time fell victim. I fell for the trap. I was foolish. And I acknowledge that, and I apologize, Master Teacher. And I also want to say thank you because, you know, I mean, I learned a lot of my knowledge, you know, I mean, I've learned a lot from him, but initially I learned a lot from the 13th Son. But that was essentially just me, like, going to college, just sitting and absorbing information. There was nothing after that. There was nothing after the information. I tried to get into TLC. I got blocked because I called 13th Son my hero. And I totally get it, because we should all be our own heroes. And by you idolizing somebody else is you taking away the energy of you. So 13th Son, I was in good accordance in blocking me, because that was another lower self vibration from my subjective past that I needed to learn to be my own hero. And that's a very important lesson that we all need to learn. It's something that I've especially had trouble with. So as painful as that was, and it was very painful, that was also just another lesson for me to learn, you know. And then from there, you know, Nature Boy, and he's doing it. He's living in the field. He's expressing the truth. He's being the example, living out of tents, doing videos out of tents. It ain't easy, you know, living in a foreign land, living as close as you can to the equator. Excuse me. So, you know, my heart really goes out to him. I'm very grateful, and I know that I have no idea if I've caused any type of offense or, you know, hurt towards anybody, but if I have, I am extremely sorry, man, and I just want to know I'm grateful, you know, and at the end of the day, I just want him to know that there's been nobody else that's ever really, you know, given me enough of the courage and inspiration to really detach the way that I've always wanted to in my heart, because I've never wanted to live in these cities, you know, and I've tried this and that ways, but I've never known the good reason why, you know, and I've never had anybody else literally be the example right now, here, in front of their face, sharing it publicly before. And it's something I've always looked for. So, just thanks. I'm just very grateful. And I will give back. So, with that being said, I love myself. I apologize for the noise. It's just, I'm in the basement right now, and it's a very old house, and there's people above walking. So, it is what it is. But, and also I want to say in closing that my departure date is coming very soon, and there's a lot of preparations that are going on right now. So if I'm not, there's a possibility that I might not be making videos every day, but I will get back onto it once I get to my new destination and get things squared away. I'll be back at my regular pace. Okay? So I love myself. I love you guys. Have a great day.